Welcome to Dreamy Sleep Tales. Thank you for joining us tonight. Have you ever wondered what becomes of the memories we lose? The laughter of childhood friends, the warmth of a first embrace, or the stories whispered beneath the moonlight? What if a single drop of enchanted water could hold the fate of every forgotten moment? In tonight's tale, The Whispering Moon and the Last Memory Keeper, you'll follow Kaelith, a solitary guardian who tends a magical pool that holds the world's vanishing memories, and Elara, the mysterious child who reaches out from a future yet unseen. Together, they embark on a perilous journey through shadowed marshes, blazing forges, and shattered realms of glass to recover what time has stolen, and to confront a grief-twisted foe determined to erase the past forever. So settle in under the gentle glow of moonlit dreams and prepare to rediscover fragments of your own heart in this spellbinding adventure. Sweet dreams await. The air in Elarian Moonwood Forest was never still. It carried 1,000 tiny murmurings. The rustle of leaves, the soft sigh of ancient roots, the distant calls of lunar owls. But tonight, beneath the endless glow of the pale moon, all the forest's voices hushed in reverent expectation. In a secluded glade, where silver threads of moonlight danced upon mist, the pool of echoes lay waiting. Its waters gleamed like quicksilver, reflecting not only the sky above, but the hidden depths of memory itself. At the pool's edge knelt a solitary figure draped in charcoal grey robes. Kaelith, the last memory keeper, traced a slender hand across the water's surface. Each ripple carried a fragment of a life long past. Childhood laughter, the roar of battle, the fervent prayers of lovers parted by war. Kaelith gathered these memories as one would precious gems, storing them in crystal vials that glowed softly at his belt. Over centuries, he had watched kingdoms rise and fall, recorded the joys and sorrows of countless souls, and yet he had never seen a vision like tonight's. A sudden pulse stirred the pool. Kaelith's breath caught as a silvery image unfurled before him. A burning forest, twisted trees ablaze beneath a crimson sky, and a small girl with hair the color of moonlight reaching toward him. Her eyes, bright, urgent, seemed to bore through time itself. Then the vision shattered, scattering like shards of glass across the water. Kaelith rose, his cloak whispering against the mossy ground. He held the pool's final droplet, cradled in a delicate vial of enchanted glass against the moon's reflection. The drop trembled, and within it, the girl's voice echoed. Remember me, Kaelith, before all is lost. He swallowed hard. Long had he believed himself a mere observer, a passive guardian of things that no longer were. Yet, the pool had chosen to speak. The forest exhaled as if granting him permission. Kaelith bowed his head and spoke the keeper's vow. By moonlit oath and ancient vow, I shall walk beyond these woods, reclaim what was forgotten, and guard what is yet to come. The vial pulsed once, then glowed with a steady light. At dawn's promise, Kaelith folded his robes, securing the vial to a leather strap beneath his cloak. He turned away from the glade, leaving behind the only home he had ever known. The whispering trees bowed low as he passed, their luminous runes flickering in farewell. Beyond the forest's edge lay the world he had never truly ventured into, a realm vibrant with life, yet riddled with the peril of forgetting. Villages perched on rolling hills, their fields already alive with spring's bloom. Yet even here, Kaelith sensed a hollow undercurrent. Faces that smiled, yet held no trace of old songs. Hands that worked the soil, yet trembled at the merest stirs of ancient magic. His first stop was the stone-bound city, a place where memories turned to living statues. In its grand plaza, Kaelith found figures carved from marble. A mother cradling a child, a soldier mid-charge, lovers frozen in a tender embrace. To enter the city's archives, Kaelith placed a palm upon a statue's cheek. The stone surface rippled like water, and he was drawn inside. The archives were a labyrinth of silent halls lined with memory crystals, each one holding a life story. A single tap could release its glow, but to shatter a crystal was to lose its memory forever. Kaelith sought the archivist, an elderly warden with eyes of polished obsidian. "Keeper," the archivist greeted, voice echoing with the weight of ages. You come for what was lost? Kaelith raised the vial. The pool spoke of a memory beyond the past, one that shows a burning forest and a child who calls my name. The archivist regarded him with concern. The future is not a thing of memory, but echoes can cross the veil. Take this shard of star glass. It will guide your sight. He handed Kaelith a jagged fragment that shimmered with cosmos-born light. Kaelith tucked it into his satchel, thanked the archivist, and slipped back into the waking world. As Kaelith journeyed eastward, the forest gave way to rolling heath and then to desolate moorland, where only black thorns dared to bloom. Under a violet sky, he encountered his first true peril. A figure perched upon a crag, draped in the same grey robes he wore, yet twisted by sorrow and rage. The Hollow Warden, once a keeper himself, had been consumed by grief after losing all memories dear to him. "You carry the pool's last drop," the warden hissed, voice like cracking bone. "Hand it over, keeper, and I'll spare your insignificant life." Kaelith's heart constricted. He unfastened the vial, but did not yield it. "Your loss does not grant you power," he said firmly. "I will not let your bitterness destroy what little hope remains." The warden lunged, drawing a blade forged of memory steel, its edge humming with stolen recollections. Kaelith summoned the star-glass shard. Its light flared, blinding the Hollow Warden. With a swift step, Kaelith dashed past his foe and disappeared into the swirling mist. Behind him, the warden's scream echoed, mingling with the wind's lament. At dusk, Kaelith reached the obsidian gates of a city built entirely of black stone. Columns spiraled skyward, carved with intricate scenes of festivals and funerals, births and burials. Here, memories glowed beneath every footstep. He slipped inside, guided by the shard's faint pulse. In the royal hall, he found her, the girl from the pool's vision. She stood before a grand mirror, framed by ancient runes, her reflection flickering and unstable. Her hair shone silver, and her eyes held both fear and fierce determination. "Elara," Kaelith whispered, stepping closer. "Kaelith," she replied, her voice both a question and a plea. "You came." He offered her the vial. "I saw your future in the pool. The forest burns. You call to me. Elara's eyes filled with tears. I didn't know if you'd believe me. Our world's memories are fading faster than the dawn. Kaelith knelt. Tell me what happened. She pressed a trembling hand to the mirror. The Hollow Warden is gathering lost memories to fuel a spell that will sever the bond between this world and its past. Without our stories, without the echoes of who we were, nothing can stand. I have the orb of forgotten time, but I cannot wield it alone. A distant thunder rumbled through the stone. Outside, the moon's glow waned, as if threatened. Kaelith rose. Then we fight together. I will protect the pool, and you will guide me through the realms of memory. Her hand found his. In that touch lay a spark. Hope rekindled. Night's silver cloak had fallen by the time Kaelith and Elara reached the edge of the whispering marsh. Pale light filtered through vines heavy with dew, illuminating flickers of phosphorescence. The air was thick with forgotten songs. 1,000 lullabies hummed beneath the surface, calling mournfully to any who would listen. Be careful, Elara warned, tightening her grip on the orb of forgotten time. These melodies lured travelers into watery graves. Kaelith nodded, shifting the vial of the pool's final drop so it rested near his heart. Your shard of star glass, does it show our path? Elara held the shard aloft. Its soft glow pulsed, pointing toward a rickety wooden walkway that vanished into the mist. Together, they stepped onto the boards, each plank groaning beneath their weight. Around them, the lullabies grew louder, weaving through the reeds, a mother's hum here, a children's rhyme there, until Kaelith felt a poignant ache, as if a piece of his own forgotten childhood wept for him. Suddenly, a cluster of moonlit motes swirled before them, coalescing into a diminutive figure with luminescent wings. A moon spirit. Lost keepers of fading light. It chimed in a voice like silver bells. Why do you trespass where memories die? Elara steadied her heart. We seek to gather what remains, to stop the Hollow Warden's spell. The spirit tilted its head. Few dare enter, yet your bond with the pool's last breath grants you safe passage, if you help me first. From the mist emerged ghostly silhouettes, once cradling mothers, playful siblings, but now twisted by sorrow. their eyes empty. These were the marionettes of remembered grief, drawn to the lullaby's sorrowful tune. They feed on our sorrow, Kaelith realized. If we do nothing, they advanced with hollow moons. Elara raised the orb. Its crystal facets caught the moonlight, casting prisms across the mist. Kaelith held the vial aloft. Its glow began to weave with the orb's light. Together, he called. Elara nodded, placing a hand atop Kaelith's in that moment. Their magic intertwined. The orb's radiant warmth washed away the grief-laden haze, while the pool's last drop purified the spirits, returning their memories to the world beyond the marsh. With each freed memory, the lullabies softened. One by one, the marionettes faded into grateful whispers that drifted upward like release. The moon spirit flitted closer, bowing in gratitude. You have unbound what was chained. Take this boon, it said, pressing a tiny vial containing a single sapphire tower of moonlight into Elara's hand. When all seems lost, this will call forth the forest's true memories. With a final flash, the spirit vanished, and the oppressive hum of the marsh eased into a gentle ripple. Kaelith and Elara stepped off the walkway onto solid ground, their resolve strengthened by the trial overcome. Beyond the marsh lay the Ember Peaks, where memory steel was born and shaped. The forge of shattered echoes perched atop a smoking crater, its silhouette stark against the dawn-lit sky. Here, Kaelith hoped to find the key of remembered truth, a weapon forged to sever the hollow warden's blade of stolen recollections. The climb was brutal. Scalding ash rained from the sky, and geysers of heated mist burst from fissures in the rock. At each turn, Kaelith paused to catch his breath, testing the strength of his conviction. Elara trudged at his side, the sapphire tear secured against her heart. Finally, they stood before the forge's mouth, a gaping maw of black stone veined with molten silver. The air thrummed with the heartbeat of creation. Within, a gaunt figure crouched over a roaring hearth, a dwarven smith whose eyes burned like coals. You seek the key, the smith rumbled without looking up, hammer striking metal in a steady rhythm. But that which is forged here demands sacrifice. Kaelith stepped forward, presenting the shard of star glass. The archivist gave this to me. Use it as fuel. The smith paused, examining the shard as though weighing its worth. Then, with a nod, he reached out, plunging the star glass into the molten heart of the forge. The metal screamed as it absorbed the shard's light, twisting into a shape both beautiful and terrible. A sword with a blade of translucent memory steel crackling with latent echoes. The key of remembered truth, the smith intoned. Strike true, and you may shatter the warden's mirror of stolen pasts. Elara's eyes widened. But how will we reach him? His power grows with each memory lost. Kaelith sheathed the blade. We will face him in the realm of broken mirrors, where stolen memories are stored. There, I will free what he has taken, and you will wield the orb to restore the bond between past and future. The smith offered Kaelith a leather pouch embroidered with star-forged runes. Inside are echo charms. They protect against the mirror's distortions. Use them wisely. With new purpose, Kaelith and Elara descended the Ember Peaks. Below them lay the Valley of Reflected Night, a chasm shrouded in swirling mists, where the entrance to the realm of broken mirrors awaited. As they approached, the sky dimmed unnaturally, the moon's glow paling to a sickly hue. Shadows lengthened, and Kaelith felt a cold dread. He tightened his grip on the sword. Elara raised the orb, its crystalline facets trembling. Together, she whispered. Kaelith nodded. Together, they stepped forward into the mist, and reality shattered around them. As Kaelith and Elara stepped into the swirling mist, the world around them fractured like glass. The air crackled with stolen whispers, fragments of speech, laughter, and sorrow ripped from countless souls. Shapes loomed in the haze, mirror shards hovering at impossible angles, reflecting scenes of lives erased. Kaelith gripped the hilt of the key of remembered truth. Each step echoed against the mirrored fragments, which trembled as if alive. Elara held the orb of forgotten time before her, its light steadying the maelstrom. "It's dizzying," she murmured. "These mirrors hold the memories the warden stole." He nodded. "We must shatter them, free their echoes." They advanced into a corridor of colossal mirrors, each panel etched with runes of binding. Kaelith raised the sword. He swung in a wide arc, and the blade sang as it cleaved through the nearest mirror. Cracks spidered across its surface. Then the glass exploded inward in a blossom of light. From the shattered shards rose ghostly figures, faces of mothers, fathers, children, each one offering a silent sigh of relief as their memories drifted back into the world beyond. But with every mirror broken, the realm grew more unstable. The floor buckled, shards rattling like bones. Farther ahead, a colossal archway loomed, its twin doors of polished obsidian sealed by chains of sorrow light. Beyond it lay the hollow warden's sanctum. Elara's hand trembled around the orb. Kaelith, I feel their pain. He placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. Their sorrow is our guide. We carry their hope. Together, they moved forward. As they passed, the mirrors swirled, forming wailing faces pleading for release. Elara raised the sapphire tear of moonlight. It glowed warmly, and she let it fall upon the chains. The tear's purity seared through the bondage, melting the sorrow light like ice in sunlight. With a thunderous groan, the doors of echoes swung open. Beyond them lay a vast hall, its walls lined with more mirrors, some whole, some broken, each reflecting scenes of Kaelith's past. His first day at the pool, the moment he vowed to protect memories, even the day he sealed away his own childhood. At the center stood the hollow warden, draped in tattered robes and wielding his memory steel blade. Around him swirled a vortex of stolen recollections, images of joy turned to ash. He turned, and his eyes met Kaelith's. "Keeper," he rasped, voice hollow. "You've come to die among the shards of dreams." Kaelith tightened his grip on the key. "I've come to free them and to remind you who you once were." Kaelith lunged forward, steel clashing against steel in a ring of ringing echoes. Each strike from Kaelith's blade sent ripples through the vortex, freeing flickers of memory that drifted upward like fireflies. The warden parried with ruthless precision, his face a mask of anguish. "Elara," Kaelith called. "Now." She lifted the orb high. Beams of moonlight burst from its facets, sweeping across the hall and illuminating the stolen memories trapped in the vortex. As the light touched them, the memories flared to life. Laughter, tears, soft lullabies, then broke free, streaming upward and bursting out through cracks in the vaulted ceiling. The sky beyond the roof fractured into moonlit rays, spilling gentle light back into Elarian, moonwood forest. The warden recoiled, momentarily blinded by the purity of restored recollections. Kaelith seized the chance. He struck the warden's blade aside and drove the key of remembered truth toward his adversary's heart. The sword's blade hummed, resonating with every memory it had liberated. But at the last moment, the warden raised his hand, summoning a shard of broken mirror to block the blow. The blade shattered against the shard. Kaelith staggered. The warden's eyes brimmed with desperate sorrow. Why can't I forget?" he cried. Kaelith pressed forward with gentle resolve. "Because you were chosen to remember, but you let grief become your master." The warden's face twisted with realization and pain. He let the shard fall, his sword clattering to the floor. Behind him, the last of the vortex's stolen memories burst free, forming a luminous strand that stretched back toward the pool of echoes. Elara advanced, the orb in one hand and the sapphire tear in the other. She placed the tear against the warden's chest. It pulsed once, then melted into a cascade of soft light. The warden fell to his knees, his form flickering. "Remember who you are," Elara whispered. A single tear of silver traced down the warden's cheek, his first real emotion in centuries. His body shimmered, and with a final sigh, he collapsed into a wisp of moonlit mist, which drifted toward Kaelith and coalesced into a memory vessel. Kaelith caught the vessel. Inside, he saw a young man's face, his own, unscarred, laughing beneath a summer sun. The warden's true self, the keeper he had once been before grief consumed him. Kaelith bowed his head. "Rest now, brother." Kaelith and Elara emerged from the collapsing mists of the broken mirrors into the sacred glade where their journey began. The night sky had shifted. The moon now hung low and luminous, its light magnified 100-fold across the forest. The pool of echoes lay before them, once dark and still, now trembling with anticipation. Kaelith approached the water's edge, the key of remembered truth sheathed at his side. Elara carried the orb of forgotten time in one hand and the memory vessel, the young man's likeness, in the other. Together, they knelt, placing the vessel on the mossy bank. "Will it work?" Elara whispered. Kaelith dipped the vial of the pool's last drop into the still waters. Light rippled outward, tracing every pebble and root beneath the surface. Then he poured the vessel's contents, fragments of the warden's true self, into the pool. Instantly, the water bloomed with silver radiance. From its depths rose a chorus of freed memories, the laughter of children chasing fireflies, the tender farewell of lovers at dawn, the songs of warriors returning home. Each memory surged upward as a glowing lantern, drifting into the forest canopy. The whispering trees quivered in delight, their leaves trembling with renewed energy. Elara laid the orb upon the pool's surface. It sank until only its facets caught the moonlight, then glowed until it merged with the water itself. As if in gratitude, the pool exhaled a pearl-like droplet that hovered above its center. Kaelith caught it midair. "This," he said softly, "is the heart of memory, pure essence of the past united with the future." The forest around them seemed to breathe with relief. Flowers long closed in sorrow opened their petals. Nocturnal birds stirred and sang. The ground pulsed with life. Even the air felt warmer, charged with the promise of stories yet to be told. "Elara," Kaelith murmured, turning to her as the lantern lights drifted skyward. "There is one more memory left to restore." Elara's brow furrowed. "Your own?" He nodded. All through their quest, Kaelith had sensed a gap within himself, a silence where his childhood should have sung. If the pool could restore the warden's truth, perhaps it could restore his. Kaelith held the heart of memory above his head, and the droplets spiraled around him in a constellation of light. "Elara," he said, voice thick with emotion, "will you help me remember?" She placed a gentle hand on his arm. "Always." Together, they let the heart's light wash over Kaelith. At first, there was only a gentle warmth, like sunbeams on bare skin. Then a flicker, a child's laughter, soft and bright, a swing beneath a summer sky, hands reaching out, teaching him to read, the taste of honeyed bread and the scent of lavender fields. One memory led to the next in rapid succession until Kaelith staggered, tears spilling unbidden down his cheeks. Elara caught him. "Breathe, Kaelith," he gasped, eyes wide with wonder. The glade's shadows peeled back to reveal a simpler time. His mother's lullaby, his father's strong embrace, the day he first found the pool's waters shimmering beneath the moon. These moments, once sealed away, flooded his mind until he wept with relief. When the light finally subsided, Kaelith stood tall, fully himself once more. He looked at Elara, gratitude shining in his eyes. "I'm home." She smiled through her own tears. "And we have a future to protect." Dawn's first light brushed the horizon as Kaelith and Elara left the glade. The forest of Elarian moonwood had been reborn. Moonlit paths now danced with golden sunbeams, and the pool's echo lanterns twinkled like stars caught in branches. Villagers from nearby hamlets emerged, drawn by the forest's rekindled magic. They marveled at the restored memories, the tales they had thought lost forever. Kaelith and Elara greeted them, sharing fragments of their journey. The Marsh of Forgotten Lullabies, the forge of shattered echoes, the duel within the broken mirrors. Each story kindled hope in weary hearts. Children gathered at the pool's edge, peering into its depths to glimpse their ancestors' laughter. Elders bowed in gratitude, tears of remembrance glistening in their eyes. Kaelith handed each a small echo charm, gifts from the dwarven smith, so they might never forget the power of memory's light. Elara stood beside him, her orb now humming softly like a heartbeat. She turned to Kaelith. "What will you do now, Memory Keeper?" He smiled, running a hand through his restored memories. "I will guard this forest and the stories it holds. But more than that, I will teach others to remember." She tilted her head. "Will you stay here?" Kaelith looked down the moonlit path leading out of the forest. Beyond lay many lands still shrouded in forgotten lore. deserts of lost verses, mountain peaks crowned with vanished legends, seas filled with submerged histories. He took Elara's hand. "Come with me. There is much to heal and many hearts to remind that the past is not merely behind us. It lives within us." Elara's eyes gleamed. "Then let us be memory keepers together." As they walked hand in hand toward the rising sun, the whispering trees rustled a farewell song. Behind them, the pool's surface settled into peaceful ripples, its purpose fulfilled for now. Lantern lights drifted upward, a living constellation that would shine each night as a reminder that memory, once thought lost, was eternally reborn. And so began a new chapter for the world, one where stories and recollections were treasured, taught to every child, sung by every bard, and kept safe by those destined to remember. Years later, travelers would speak of two figures who roamed the world: Kaelith, the memory keeper, and Elara, the weaver of time. In every village, they rekindled forgotten traditions. In every city, they stood before ancient ruins and gave voice to the silent stones. At twilight, they would return to Moonwood Forest, where beneath the pool of echoes, they would record new memories. The laughter of friends reunited, the trembling first steps of a child, the gentle kiss of lovers beneath the moon. And on those nights, the forest would sing soft, sacred melodies carried on the wind, reminding every listening soul that to remember is to live twice, once in the moment and once again in the heart. So, dear listeners, thank you for joining us on this lunar journey. As Kaelith and Elara remind us, our memories, both joyous and painful, shape who we are and light the path before us. Whenever you feel the pull of the past, remember that every story, no matter how small, holds the power to guide us forward. If tonight's tale stirred something in your heart, please like and subscribe to Dreamy Sleep Tales for more bedtime adventures. Share in the comments a memory you cherish most. Let's weave a constellation of shared moments together. Until next time, may your dreams be filled with moonlit wonder and the gentle echo of stories yet to be told. Good night and sleep well.